Hello, it's me. I'm back after a year and a half. So when I was thinking about this podcast, and that I used to really enjoy doing it actually, and then I was getting enough downloads for me to keep going, but I just got caught up in life. And when I looked at the date of the last episode, I think it's like 15th of January 2023 or something like that, so over a year and a half ago, but here I am. And I was thinking about if I was to start the podcast back up again, and I still think it's nice to be called the Diary of an Ex-Teacher, but I'm like, what should I do and how could I run the podcast again? So I was thinking about just starting off with where I've been and what I've been doing for a year and a half since I've left teaching 2 years today. No, started in the Free Spirit Collective 2 years today. No, that's a lie. I arrived in Dubai 14 years ago today. That's what it is, about the 18th. Anyway, 12 of those years have been spent teaching in primary school, 2 different primary schools. And now, my last 2 years, I've been working as a wellbeing coach in the Free Spirit Collective. So yeah, I'm just going to share some of the things I've been learning, some of the things that have happened in my life, and then maybe mention some of the topics that I'm going to start covering over the next few weeks. Like very much like before, I think it'll be a kind of diary theme, is that the right word? No, format. And sorry if you can hear the noise, that's my dog and my cat. Thinking about what the format will be and what I've been learning really. So when I was a teacher, and I did a lot of work around character strengths for myself, but also in the classrooms. And my top strength was always appreciation of beauty and excellence. But since I left teaching and I redid the survey, my top strength has actually been love of learning, which is so nice because I've been learning from so many different people. The therapists around me, the other coaches, psychiatrists, and just been immersed in a totally different industry. And also I've been able to use a lot of the skills that I picked up along the way for teaching and applied them to different things I've been doing in my new place. So today I just want to kind of touch back in and say hi, and then thank you if you're here, and for all the people that used to listen before and the new people that have been downloading. There's still downloads on the podcast every week, which is really lovely. So I'm glad that you're here. And most of the listeners either work in education or have an interest in well-being for their own industry. So again, I'm going to continue talking about those things, but there has been a bit of evolution and a bit of growth when it comes to like Mindfulness Green and the whole brand that I made around well-being when I was teaching. So anyway, some of the things I've been doing, what have I been doing over a year and a half? So definitely loving life, enjoying being in a completely new role, enjoying learning loads of things, and a lot of those things that I've been learning have also been about myself. And I turned 39 in May this year, so next year I'll be 40. So of course when it comes up to big birthdays, you start thinking about different things, like where you are, what you've been learning, what you want to do. So I think this 2 years outside of education and also working in a different industry have just helped me learn so much more about myself. And again, that's so connected to well-being. You think about the different parts of yourself, and the more that you know them, the more that you learn about yourself, who you are in the world, and then how you can be of more service to other people, especially if you work within education, because it's such an altruistic career and you give so much of yourself. So I think learning a bit about yourself almost gives back to your own being and your own soul, which is lovely. So some of the things I've been doing to learn more about myself have actually been within the Wellbeing Centre which I work, which is so lovely because again, like I mentioned, the love of learning. So not only have I been learning more about different industries, about people, about business, about well-being, because that never stops. You continue to learn about the thing that you love most. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you I've been doing is Divine Feminine workshops. So they run in Free Spirit Collective, and I met such a fantastic group of women who've now all become friends. So I've made new friends in my new place. Not just colleagues, but also people that I've been attending the classes with. So one of the upcoming episodes, I'd love to talk about divine feminine and how that's impacted my own personal growth, how it's impacted my career and my new career, and how it can support you within whatever career you're in, also if you're working within education, and how we can bring it into to your work as well as the personal. So that's one really lovely thing. Another area I've been learning about, or another topic, is astrology. Like, there's not enough, I don't even know where to start, like, talking about it. But again, met really amazing people, and when I've been trying to explain astrology to my dad and what I've been learning and everything, you know, when you read the horoscope in like a magazine or something, it's literally like the tip of the iceberg. Or the way I was explaining it to my dad, it's like not even one key on a computer keyboard, because the topic of astrology is just so vast and it's so ancient and it's just magical and not woo-woo and airy-fairy and Mystic Meg type thing, but just it's fascinating when you actually look at your natal chart, where all the planets were, what they signify, the house system, all the different things. So I'm not the person to learn from if you want to learn about astrology. I can definitely share a bit more about that in different episodes, but I just want to maybe share a little bit how it can impact my own life, how I imagine using it when working with children. So that's one of the other topics. What is the other? Yeah, so the other thing that I've been thinking about recently and I've signed up to learn about is forest school. So having been home in Scotland for the summer and being surrounded and immersed in nature was just, always brings me back to myself in a way, because I just feel really grounded. And I know that in Scotland it rains so much but I don't mind it so much. I think it's because I'm not having to like get up and go to work and things like that when it's constantly raining, but it's just so refreshing. The air is so lovely, and tap water if you're from Scotland, you know what I mean. But again, just forest school is something that it's just been a natural evolution to get in there. So education, and before I left teaching, before COVID actually, I'd spoken with a lovely lady who was going to come in and start helping us grow the eco farm in the school, the eco garden, start teaching the kids how to grow things, and then pandemic happened and we never did that. So it was always something in the back of my mind, and then I was so close, and now forest school is definitely the way for me to go. So I know that many schools have gardens and they teach kids about sustainability and things like that, so it's definitely an area that I'm just really excited to be a part of, especially here in Dubai, when it is a city and there's so many different areas. Like there's the beach, the deserts, the wadi, and there is some parks and things, and there's a beautiful area called Al Barari where it's really kind of full of nature and trees, and although it's not the same as Scotland, but there's different opportunities here, which I'm really excited to bring kids into group work and do things there. So that's one of the other things that I want to talk about. And yeah, so also in amongst all the learning, I've been working, obviously. So one of the big things I was always worried about is leaving teaching and letting go of the big package that I had, the salary, the different things, the security, the comfort of having a consistent job, and basically taking the leap and doing what I did and going into a totally different career. But I've enjoyed developing my skills in those areas as well. So I've still been coaching adults one-to-one. A lot of my clients previously have been people that are looking for a career change, especially if you live in UAE and Dubai, and they're like, how do you do it? Tell me. It's like, well, I can tell you, but also everybody's journey is different. So it's been so nice, like watching people evolve and grow and change their careers and just do amazing things like for other people. Basically, it's been lovely. Still doing one-to-one coaching with children, so I work in schools to do that, very much how like speech and language or OT would work. It's all set up so that I can go in and do wellbeing coaching sessions with children in schools, so that's nice. And I run ECA clubs as well, so after school clubs, all about wellbeing. So whenever I'm with groups of children, I get to basically just teach and talk about the topic that I find one of the most important topics in education. So yeah, it's all been going really well. I've also been able to use a lot of my skills that I picked up along the way in teaching in my new industry. So I've also been working in the Free Spirit Collective, but doing some of the communications and marketing work, social media, things like that. And again, when I speak with teachers who are interested in some coaching sessions and they're like, but I don't know where to start, we always go back to think about all the transferable skills that you've picked up along the way when you've been working in education. So that's another thing that I'd love to talk a bit more about. And another thing I've been thinking about, should I say it here or should I not, but I'm like, I know myself well enough, or even better now than I used to, and be like thinking, I want to really be consistent now with the things that I'm doing. And I mentioned earlier about Mindfulness Green, and that was the kind of brand around wellbeing, my own personal brand when I was teaching, and it's taken a bit of an evolution, it was growing, I don't even know if I'm saying the right words, but a bit of a personal rebrand in a sense. So something that I want to kind of put out there, because this is the diary of an ex-teacher, and although I've skipped like a year and a half, but I will fill in the blanks along the way. But one of the things that I'm planning to do is hopefully start my own company here in Dubai. So I want to kind of document that along the way, because something that I find really important, especially as a woman, a single woman, doing it all on my own, I think it's really important to share the story and be a bit like, you can do it, like you can do whatever you put your mind to. And something I'm actually really proud of being able to achieve the things that I've achieved. And of course I've had support along the way in the sense of family and friends and, you know, cheerleaders and people that always want you to do well. But also I've been able to do a lot of the things here independently, which is really important to me, and I want to share some of that journey. And for anybody that's thinking about starting their company on their own, or changing jobs, or whatever it might be, going for promotion within education or a different industry, I just want to talk about some of the things that I've been learning over the last year and a half that have really helped me get to the point where I feel like, okay, I'm ready to give it a go and start my own journey, something else. So thank you for listening, thank you for being here, and hopefully, well no, not hopefully, I will be here weekly and try and share a different episode each week. So for all the people that were listening and that are still downloading the old episodes, like, thank you so much. And yeah, I hope to be of service in however that I can, whether you're interested in one-to-one coaching sessions with me, you can do them online, or if you just want to hear how I'm going with setting up a new company, or like I said, some of the topics I mentioned before that have really helped me with my own growth and learning more about who I am. So thanks for being here, and yeah, let's see where we end up.